Oh, you're slick.
So at some point in your life, you're gonna end up changing a tire. Either standing straight on the side of the road, or if you're at your house and you need to change a tire. So does anyone actually know what like the names of all this stuff is? You got these right here.
Lug nuts.
Sockets. Well, I have to take this out of my face. Right here.
Big wrench.
Big wrench. Torque wrench. What about this right here?
Long screwdriver.
This is a breaker bar. And I
Just
hope
kidding.
some of you know what this is right here.
Drill.
It's an impact.
Dennis
And
uses
this
it.
right here is an adapter. It goes on the impact. There's supposed to be something that keeps it on, but my dad lost it in the shower. And then we got the sockets. The adapter is what holds the sockets onto the impact. So back to the presentation. Like I said, at some point you're gonna get stranded on the side of the road, and you're gonna need to do stuff. So right here, this is basically everything you need. So a lug wrench has the same purpose as the breaker bar. They both are used to get the sockets out of the lug nuts out of the tire. You have a jack. You have to turn your hazards on. You need blocks so your car doesn't roll. You need your manual just to see where to jack the car up at.
Oh, you got it
What
all.
size socket you need, and you need a spare tire to change the tire. So I have a video of me changing a tire, 2 tires on Jackson's car. I hope it will work. It doesn't. So we got breaker bar, socket, lug nuts, and tire. And use an impact so you can walk with it. What do you do?
Turn it on TV.
So we got breaker bar, socket. Okay, also Jackson does interrupt me quite a bit because he,
What interrupts you?
my brother.
Oh, should have hit him with the wrench. Kidding.
So we got breaker bar.
That's a lot easier with that thing. Wow. Than the 4-prong. The reason you have problems is it's a Ford.
Yeah.
So right here, I was just loosening the lug nuts on the tire, and then I was screwing them off to take the tire off. It's pretty simple. You take lug nuts off, take the tire off, lay it aside, tire, line it up.
Is that the jack you carry in your truck with you?
No, that's a big jack.
Yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
Yeah. What you have to do is do it on a star. So you start. Everybody want to do it. So the argument I was having right here is I was trying to show to tighten it in a star, but
Yep.
you don't have to if you're just putting the lug nuts on and you're not actually tightening them on. Then you don't have to tighten them on. You can just screw them on as much as you can with your hand.
Right.
And then you get your impact, your breaker bar, or your torque wrench.
Start when you're using the driver, gotcha.
So here, the one across from it is up here. The one across from it is right here. The one across from it is right here. And you also, if you don't know how to make a star, you choose one anywhere and you just go across. You have them on. You want to make sure they're not crossed. Please. Alright, so what you do is once you have them on, you want to make sure they're not crossed. That you tighten with your hand, and this is when you can use the impact. Make sure you do it yourself. Do this. Across from it.
He's thinking NASCAR.
When you tighten it like this, just hold it down until it makes the noise where it's actually fully tightened.
You ever use Loctite?
Huh?
You ever use Loctite on your nuts and bolts there?
Or a jacket, say on the bike, or you typically want to do it right there. So this is when you need to jack up your car. Spout. It normally says on your door where you're supposed to jack it up at. Typically it'll be on the axle. What you do is you want to get it tightened more, so you push it to the clicks. You still want to do it with a star. So.
What's clicking, the bolt or that wrench?
It's the torque wrench.
Okay. So that lets you know.
Yeah.
That's cool. May have to get one of those.
Typically, after you have the lug nuts in, tighten with your hand or preferably tighten with the impact. You jack it down, and once it's on the ground, you tighten it with the torque wrench. But that's really only to prevent the tire from spinning. But we have other ways. Take off the lug nuts. Typically using a breaker bar. You can't use an impact, but you do risk cross-threading them. You take the tire off, you put another tire back on. And then I'm screwing on the lug nuts right now, and then I'll tighten them with the impact, because it's easier to tighten them. So you screw them on with your fingers so it doesn't cross-thread. Then you tighten them with the impact. And then you use, once you get the impact tight with them, you use the torque wrench to make sure they're actually fully tight.
Till it snaps. It's a good workout. Got a question in the back.
What keeps the car like still up? Because once you take off the wheel, shouldn't the car like fall?
The jack.
The jack is good.
Yeah.
The stoppers in the tire.
I'll go over it in the recap.
There's no stopper in the tire.
No, the jack has the power.
The jack.
Okay, you guys are saying the jack, but I don't know what the jack is. I'm listening.
Alright, so to recap, what is the first step to do when you are changing a tire? What's your very first step? Tiger? Oh.
Hazard.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So your very, very.
I was gonna
very
say the
first
front
step-
tires need to be secured.
Yep, you need to put blocks for
Yeah,
the car.
blocks.
So what, if you don't have anything else, you can use a 2x4, which is what we normally use at my house. But if you have actual blocks, you can use those too. Like these are the kind of things you see on campus.
They work great.
They don't roll. And then the next step, as Tiger pointed out, is you gotta jack it up. And so you use the jack, and so these are the different types of jacks. Jackson has a super old one, which is, I was gonna bring it in here, but it's like 30 pounds. And it's like this, and it goes up, and you have to like twist it like this, because you have to stick a bar and twist it.
Those are real fun,
Yeah.
especially in the winter.
This is the example right here of where you might find it in your car. This is just in Jackson's hood. So once you pop your hood, there are instructions like all over the hood. You can read and see, this says where you should jack it up at, and that's on the axle right there. It gives you an image. These are also jacks right here. This is a jack you see on a camper, and this is like the jack I was using. And then, does anyone know a step after that? After you jack it up?
You grab that thing and then you.
Yep, the breaker bar. You grab the breaker bar and you take off the lug nuts. You should know which way to turn them because it would be hard if you turn them the wrong way. And next step, you just take the tire off and then you put the lug nuts back on and you tighten them in a star shape. So the thing is that you don't always tighten them like I already told you. If you're tightening a lug nut, you can tighten it with your hand, and then once you get it on with your hand, you get this and you put the adapter on. And you grab your socket, put your socket on your impact, which if you don't have an impact, you can tighten it with your breaker bar, but it'll take like 10 minutes just to get with your breaker bar. And you could just use your torque wrench, but it'll take like 30 minutes to use just your torque wrench. So use this, and you spin it on, and then you put it on your breaker or your torque wrench, and then once you have it on your torque wrench, you tighten it with the torque wrench. This is the torque wrench right here, and then you set it by loosening this thing right here, and you have to like tighten it like this, so you get that.
What's that bottom part do?
It sets it to how tight you want.
Okay.
So you loosen it right here, and then this will be tightening it, and I can get it to 0 if I go like this, because it has all these numbers right here.
Cool.
It's just like that.
I did not know that.
And I'm pretty sure, yeah, you drill it on, oh, you wouldn't drill it on. Use the impacts, tighten it on, and then you use a torque wrench. This is, I'm sure everyone's seen one of these before.
Yep.
That's, there's 1,000 different names for it, wrench iron, tire wrench.
Ninja throwing star.
Yeah, it's basically, so, how you use it is you put one of the sockets on the end of the tire and you spin it, and it takes gauges. And you tighten it in a star. That's one of the most important parts. If you don't tighten it with the star, then the tire's not gonna be level. So it's not gonna run properly. You might be off.
Well done, bud.